Okay, today is day 59 of What's in the Bible. Day 59 because we're trying to read through the entire Bible in 90 days. So we've taken our Bible and we've taken the number of pages, divided it by 90, and just reading a section a day. That was done by a guy called Ted Cooper. And U version, the Bible app people, they picked it up and they put it as one of their plans. So you can find it in the U version app. But if you don't have it, you can always just do it manually and divide the book that way. You can do it in 100 days if you want, or 120, or whatever makes you whatever helps you the most. For me, I find that 90 is it's just about enough. So day 59, today we finish off the book of Jeremiah, who was one of the major prophets. Then we get into the book of Lamentations. So Jeremiah 48, judgment against Moab. God would restore fortunes of Moab in the latter days. Jeremiah 49, judgment against Ammonites and their future restoration. Judgment against Edom. Judgment against Damascus. Judgment against Kedar, and Nebuchadnezzar would be the one to destroy them. Judgment against Elam and their future restoration as well. Jeremiah 50, destruction of Babylon that would lead the Israelites to look for Zion again. How Israel had been lost and led into captivity. Babylon would be destroyed just as Assyria was, and obviously this was happening because of sin. God's plans and actions cannot be brought into question. Jeremiah 51, destruction of Babylon would be by the Medes. God's unsearchable wisdom, avenging for what Babylon did to Zion. These words were sent to be read in Babylon, by Seraiah. So Jeremiah wrote them down, gave them to Seraiah, and said, go and read this in Babylon so that they may know what is actually coming. Jeremiah chapter 52, the last chapter, the reign of Zedekiah in sin and besieging of Jerusalem and the eventual capture. So Zedekiah was the king at the time Babylon finally came into Israel or Judah. Nebuzaradan sent to burn and destroy the temple. So this is when the temple was destroyed. So this is almost a recap because we already saw this in Second Chronicles or Second Kings. The walls of Jerusalem also destroyed. So this is where it makes sense that Ezra and Nehemiah came back to rebuild the walls and the temple. People were taken into exile and the poorest were left there. All the goods made by King Solomon, for the temple were taken away, and the priests and guards were killed, by the king of Babylon. Some people went into exile. Some people eventually went to Egypt, but some of the people also got killed. So King Jehoiakim was taken out of prison and treated well by Evil-Merodach because he was one of the kings that was taken to Babylon, and that's the end of the book of Jeremiah. Um, Lamentations was also written by Jeremiah, but as we already said, that Jeremiah was known as the weeping prophet because you can imagine, from the serious tone of all the chapters that we've read so far, that Jeremiah was there to say the message that they should repent, that God was not happy with how things were, and how he wished things would change. So Jeremiah was consistently crying over the sad situation that was among the Israelites. So Lamentations, as the name itself, to lament is to cry, crying over Jerusalem and Judah and how it had been destroyed. No more of the former glory, joy, or peace, and it was a real sad situation. So tomorrow is day 60, huh? So 30 days from the last summary that we did. So tomorrow's summary is probably obviously going to be quite different because the story has not just kind of continued in a linear fashion. It's gone back forward with Ezra, Nehemiah, Jeremiah, etc. But we'll try and find a way to to summarize that so that we can see how helpful it can be. Then after that we continue for the last stretch, the last third, which is the last 30 days. I'm really excited, because I don't know, I've done this a few times, but it's always so refreshing and interesting to see new things popping up, in the Bible, and things begin to get clearer. So for me, things are still getting clearer. So maybe the first time you read through the entire Bible yourself, it might not be as clear, but the more you do it, it gets clearer and clearer so that you can actually see the story and certain things start to make more sense. Well, hopefully, you will get to experience that for yourself. And we just, we'll take it from there. So after tomorrow, it'll only be 10 more days, then we get into the New Testament and get to see, what the Bible talks about, in there. So can't wait. I can't wait. I'll see you guys tomorrow.